Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, May 24. Government is reporting a significant decline in the country's poverty rate. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke says poverty fell to 17.1% in 2016. That's 4 percentage points lower than the 21.1% recorded in the 2015 calendar year.
So just for the sake of emphasis, Mr. Speaker, the rate of poverty, the incidence, fell from 21 to 17, and that fall of 4 percentage points represents a 19% drop in the incidence of poverty, which must be considered good news for all Jamaicans. The rate of poverty, Mr. Speaker, in 2016 was therefore the lowest since 2009.
Dr. Clarke was making a statement to Parliament on Tuesday where he reported on data released by the Planning Institute of Jamaica as part of the Jamaica Survey of Living Conditions conducted annually by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. Broken down, the figures reveal that rural poverty witnessed the most significant fall, going down by 8 percentage points. The incidence of poverty in the Kingston metropolitan area fell from 14.3 to 11.9%, while other towns witnessed an increase from 14.7 to 16%. While seeking to address the disparity in those figures, he says government is serious about continuing the broader trend of reduced poverty rates.
Poverty, Mr. Speaker, is reduced as unemployment declines. This government has been and is therefore focused on job creation, and the unemployment rate has been falling steadily from a high of the high mid-teens in 2013, steadily to 9.6% in January 2018.
He says poverty is also being tackled through focused attention on institutionalized inflation targeting, expansion of agricultural output, and increased social protection. Meanwhile, the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, reported this week that the country's economic growth prospects is generally positive in the short to medium term. In the first quarter of the calendar year, real GDP is estimated to have grown by 1.2%, reflecting a 3% growth in the goods-producing industry and a smaller bump of 0.7% for the services industry. The single best-performing sector for the period was mining and quarrying, which grew by an estimated 25.5%. The next quarter, April to June, is projected to witness baseline economic growth in the range of 1.5 to 2.5%. Director General of the PIOJ, Dr. Wayne Henry, revealed his agency's projections at its quarterly media briefing on Tuesday.
The growth projection for fiscal year 2018-19 is within the range of 2% to 3%. The prospects for growth in the near term are positive. For our part, maintaining focus and discipline in our efforts to facilitate stronger economic growth is key.
The Agriculture Ministry will be spending over $52 million to upgrade irrigation systems for farmers in St. Catherine and Clarendon. There will also be investments in the development of the Essex Valley irrigation system in St. Elizabeth. Minister without portfolio, J.C. Hutchinson, made the announcement at a recent irrigation and sensitization seminar held at the Denby Agricultural Showground in Clarendon.
With climate change and insufficient irrigation being two of the factors affecting the agricultural sector, the future of sustaining and expanding this sector is going to be heavily dependent on our ability to improve and manage our water resources, and in particular, our irrigation systems.
Government successfully settled all judgment debts due at the end of the 2017-2018 fiscal year. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck made the announcement during his contribution to the sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Over $1.3 billion was paid out for 303 matters for which funding was provided by the Ministry of Finance.
All matters submitted from the Attorney General's chambers were paid up, and indeed, Mr. Speaker, up to Friday last week, Friday the 18th of May, we were able to pay up all the settled debts, 56 of them paying over $78 million, so we owe nobody anything.
The 2017-2018 payments included compensation to 418 persons affected by the May 2010 Security Forces operations in West Kingston. The Justice Ministry paid out more than $55 million to victims directly, while nearly $135 million was transferred to the Administrator General's Department to compensate the estates of deceased persons. Looking ahead, Minister Chuck is urging public servants to act with care and precaution when exercising their duties to ensure they do not incur legal costs that have to be repaid from public funds. And finally, the University of the West Indies has developed a gender policy to formalize its commitment to gender justice and establish a framework for its implementation. The policy, which was led by the university's Institute for Gender and Development Studies, was launched on Tuesday at the UWI regional headquarters in Kingston. It is intended to be a blueprint for incorporating the issues of gender and development and to express the fundamental principles deemed vital to sustainable growth and development throughout the Caribbean. The move has been welcomed by the ministry responsible for gender affairs. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.